Hey guys, and welcome to the Silencer Shop tabletop video of the Q silencer lineup. We'll be covering the Trash Panda, Thunder Chicken, Half Nelson, and Full Nelson in this video. The Trash Panda and Half Nelson are the same length of silencer. They're pretty much the same silencer, except that the Trash Panda runs on the QD cherry bomb system and comes included with a 1/2x28 and 5/8x24 cherry bomb. And the Half Nelson is a direct thread system in 5/8x24. Same thing goes for the Full Nelson and Thunder Chicken. Very similar silencers, except that the Full Nelson is in fact a little bit longer, and the Thunder Chicken again is the QD version that runs on the cherry bomb. Also coming with two different cherry bombs in the box with the silencer, the 1/2x28 and the 5/8x24. Things to look out for with the Q rifle silencer lineup. If you're going with one of the Nelsons, either the half or the full, know that they are threaded in 5/8x24 and they run on the Q taper system, which is intended to be run on a tapered barrel. The idea of this being that a taper is much more reliable and repeatable than just a 90-degree shoulder. It actually comes up and the taper actually cams the silencer up into position, gets you a little bit better lockup, but they can absolutely be run on a barrel with a 90-degree shoulder. Though if you want to get the most performance out of them, you definitely want to run them on a tapered barrel system like Q or SIG. Same thing goes for the cherry bombs. Both of those are run on the taper system on the back, though again they will work on a 90-degree shoulder. To install and remove any of the Q silencers, there are wrench flats on the back to help you snug it up to the barrel, as well as a socket on the front that will accept just a standard ratchet on the front. Same thing goes for the cherry bombs. They take a 1/2-inch ratchet to snug them up to the barrel. I really like the entire Q silencer lineup. There's very little bad I have to say about them. Though I will say they are really intended to use on a taper system. If you've got a barrel with a 90-degree shoulder on it and very short threads, because that taper eats up a little bit of linear space, you may not engage those threads fully, so it can be a little picky on the actual barrel you're putting it on, but that's really about the only bad thing I have to say about the Q rifle silencer lineup. If you're going for maximum suppression, the Full Nelson and Half Nelson have a couple more baffles depending on which one you're going with over the QD versions, and that's just because the QD system again eats up a little bit of that linear space. Though for my intents and purposes, the QD system buys me more modularity in the future. I can run a whole host of different muzzle devices on all my different guns, and they are quiet enough, absolutely, for anything that I'm doing. So I tend to err on the side of the QD system, though again, if you're going maximum suppression, I definitely recommend the Nelson lineup. A couple of other things to point out, that even though the Trash Panda is a little bit shorter than your standard, 9-inch rifle silencer, it actually makes up for what it lost in length in diameter. Q went with an 1.75 inch diameter over the standard 1.5 inch that you see a lot of rifle silencers use. So even though it's shorter, it does perform just as well, if not better than, a lot of silencers that are a little bit longer than it. All right guys, that pretty well covers the entire Q rifle silencer lineup. If you have any more questions on these silencers, there's a whole bunch more information on those product pages. Subscribe to this page and check us out on Facebook or Instagram. Thanks guys.